Hi, I'm Graham Slater. The future of tough is here. Come see the all-new 2015 F-150 at Dublin Ford. Ford's F-Series is America's best-selling truck for 38 years running. Enjoy outstanding performance and dependability on America's #1 selling truck. Come see us today at Dublin Ford. We're online at dublinfordlm.net or call us at 272-0511 or stop by 702 East Jackson Street. And don't forget, come look at our progress on Highway 80 West in Dublin. The future of tough is here. Come discover why others call you customer and we call you friend.
Hello, I'm Pilar Archila with Pure Gold, and guess what?
We're back.
I have here my good friend Cindy. We're back.
Yes,
yes. Every time we're together, somehow there is food around us.
Of course. But,
and a lot of people, they have been asking me, what are we going to do next?
Well, today we are going to do Mountain Dew cupcakes. I know we're getting into the season where we start thinking shamrocks and springtime, green. And so I found a recipe a while back, Mountain Dew cupcakes with frosting. And the cupcakes themselves tend to be a little bit yellowy green, but the frosting, I have neon green food coloring to put in the frosting. So we shall see. Neon green. We shall see what this turns out to be.
As long as it tastes good.
I think so. It's got a lot of good things in it. Yes.
Like, remember the ketchup when it was green?
Oh, yes. That was a flop.
That was not good.
But this has a box of lemon cake mix.
Okay.
And a box of lemon pudding. And we have 4 eggs, some vegetable oil, and
the Mountain Dew.
The Mountain Dew.
Now, with this amount of ingredients, how many cupcakes do you
It's going to make 24 according to the recipe. So I've already put some, liners in our cupcake
She's so
tins.
ready. She's always ready.
Yeah, we can't move that back out of the way until we get all this situated in that. But the first thing I'm going to do is, of course, preheat the oven, because we've talked about this in the past, where if your oven is only going to be used for cooking something for, 20, 30 minutes, it does need to be preheated. And especially something like cupcakes, they do cook quicker than our cakes do, like maybe, 15 minutes or so. So we are going to go ahead and preheat our oven to 350. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that.
Okay, she's preheating the oven. Now, did you say you need this moved, or we can leave it here?
We can probably leave it there.
Okay.
I think my cord with my green mixer.
And she has green apples
in a green bowl. But we're trying to get into the spring mood, and I know it's been a little chilly and dreary lately.
That's an understatement for me. I'm all the time cold, even in the summertime. So
we will get started on this. And if you like, I will let you cut the bag open of the cake mix, and we will just put it here in the bowl.
All right.
And while you're doing that, I'm going to open our pudding. And it is lemon pudding, and I've discovered that lemon pudding seems to only come in the instant, which is fine.
Okay.
It's not going to make a difference. So if you get to the...
Yeah, but the recipe calls for instant or not?
It just says lemon pudding.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know how old the recipe is, if, they used to make regular in the lemon, but we're going to go ahead
nowadays, everything is instant.
But it really is, since it's not going to be cooked, like on top of the stove, like for a filling or anything.
Right.
This is just to make it... a lot more moist. So we're going to add our pudding.
So that's the purpose of the pudding.
Right.
Make it moist.
More moist. Yes. Because I think it already is pretty much, to begin with. But we're just going to add to it some. So after we do our cake mix and our lemon pudding, we're going to add our 4 eggs. And I always like to bring my eggs to room temperature because they do help things expand more and get fluffier. And people always ask, well, you know, what's the difference between brown eggs and white eggs?
Yes.
And there isn't
What is
any.
it?
It just depends upon the chicken and the diet and all that kind of stuff. But there's absolutely
I was under the
no...
impression they were more nutritious, they taste better, but I think it's just a myth.
Basically, yeah. So we're going to add our 4 eggs.
Okay, you can just put it in here.
Yeah. Oh, we'll just
In
put
there.
them into here. And
Where did you get this recipe from?
my sister-in-law found the recipe someplace, and
In a magazine or?
could be. I'm not really sure. And
Because you are the magazine lady. You always find recipes
I
in
find them from
magazines.
someplace, but this time it was my sister-in-law up in Cincinnati found it, and she knows that, you know, we're into green things at this time of the year,
Yes.
so she tagged me. She put it on, I guess it was Facebook, and she tagged me in it, and I went, oh, this sounds pretty good. So,
Have you made this recipe before?
not particularly this one, but
You're a witness. This is
some
the first
close.
time.
Yeah, well, you know, we've
Something
done that
goes
before.
wrong.
Oh, well. Okay, we're just going to mix these 3 ingredients first,
Okay.
just to kind of get them blended.
All right.
And
It doesn't need to be very, or it's just a little bit mixed.
just a little bit mixed for right now, just to kind of get everything distributed, because we are going to add the Mountain Dew and the oil and everything to it.
Okay.
So we can already, too bad we don't have something where we can actually smell it. Other
I
than
can
the-
smell
I know,
that-
I can
the-
smell
The lemon.
the lemon in it, definitely. So we've got that, and now we're going to add 1/2 cup of oil.
Okay.
And I'm just using just regular corn oil. You can use any kind of vegetable oil, liquid vegetable oil that you care to. I wouldn't use probably peanut oil or anything like that, and
It has a
definitely not
taste.
olive oil, because olive oil
Has a strong
has,
taste.
yeah, specific flavor to it.
Right.
So we're going to add our 1/2 cup. And there again, we've always talked about when you do liquid ingredients, you use a clear measuring cup so you can see where your line is.
And when it's like flour, you use the metal one,
That's
so you
right.
can.
Flours and sugars, the dry ingredients you use in a dry.
I learned that from Cindy. I used to do everything with my clear measuring cups.
So we are going to do this now for about 2 minutes
Okay.
and to get it well blended. Whew. My family still hasn't gotten the hint that I really like a new mix master. Every
Yeah.
show, right?
Yeah.
Every show we talk about
We talk about your green.
my avocado green mix master from 1974, and my family still hasn't gotten the hint that I really like a KitchenAid mix master. Hint, hint.
Hint, hint. If you're watching the show, hint, hint.
I say it in October for my birthday.
Yes.
I say it in like November, December for Christmas, and
And still,
nobody ever gets the hint.
but you know, still works fine.
It does. It does. So, you know, and it's a lot easier to store than one of the
Yeah,
bigger
the big
So
ones.
I must admit.
Yeah. Maybe that's why, Cindy.
Yeah.
They're being
They
very
know-
nice.
they know how packed all my cupboards are, and they're just thinking, Mom doesn't need anything more.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think we're at about 2 minutes, and it looks well blended, as you can see.
It does.
And we'll let that pour off. Now we are going to add our Mountain Dew, and it is 1 1/4 cups of Mountain Dew.
Okay.
And we're also going to add.
Have you been shaking this thing?
No, but
I don't want to open this.
it's not cold, so you never know.
Well, you better
You get
try
it?
because no, I'm.
Okay. Oh, there we go.
Uh-huh. And the oven is already.
Our oven is ready. Okay. We're going to do, like I said, 1 1/4 cups of Mountain Dew.
All right.
And we'll kind of let it settle, the bubbles, you know, kind of
So
settle
we can
a little bit.
exactly see.
Yeah, that looks about 1 cup. So we'll add that. And we're going to do our 1/4 of a cup.
Quarter
now.
of a cup.
Do we about 1/4 of a cup? I'm kind of reading.
Yes.
Okay.
It's a little bit
I think we're all.
above, but
Yeah, I think
we're okay.
And
If
it
they
also-
turn out bad, it's not my fault.
I'll just say it because I didn't have my glasses on.
Yeah, that's
And then
it.
it said 3 to 5 drops of yellow food coloring. So
Ah.
I think I have about that. If not, I have some more. So just to kind of, well,
Okay. Goodbye.
that's it. So we are going to go ahead and combine this now.
Well, while she's mixing this, we're going to take a short break and we'll be right back. We're back and I'm here with Cindy Schaefer. We're making Mountain Dew cupcakes.
Right. Mm-hmm.
That is just delicious.
And we have our batter mixed. We've gotten one of our trays filled already, and we're going to fill our second tray.
Let me tell you something. It's nice to have like something kind of to have the same amount of batter in each cupcake. And that's what Cindy's doing.
That's what I'm trying to do. I have this nice little spoon that I can kind of tell that it's the good size for
For what we need.
filling. Yes.
And another thing that I noticed you're doing is you're not filling it all the way up.
No, with cupcakes, and even like with cake batter and everything, you have to remember that they're going to
It's gonna
rise.
rise.
And so you don't want it full to the top, otherwise it's going to go over. So they usually say about 2/3 full.
Uh-huh.
And like we said, even the same thing goes with cakes, because as it rises, it needs to have something to hang on to
Right.
pull itself up. Otherwise, it will fall.
Yeah.
So,
Another thing that I think is not a big problem if for any reason you end up with batter someplace different than the cupcake,
which
she
you
can
do.
clean that up very well.
Right, and it's a good thing to do that because it will
Burn, I guess.
burn onto your pan, and the more that happens and the more you don't get it wiped up, it's going to be harder and harder for it to come clean. And you just really, it just makes your pie tins, your cupcake tins, your cake pans, whatever, just, and especially the muffin pans like this, it just makes them look kind of messy after a while. And-
Yeah, not looking
Right.
good, and we want it looking new. But you see,
Yeah.
if it doesn't look like it's new, I mean, we can tell that you have been cooking for a long time.
Well, oh. Well, my kids were little. I must admit, I made a lot more cupcakes, just because it was a nice size. It wasn't like a big piece of cake or anything like that. A cupcake was a nice size for
You
them
know,
to have.
I never done a cupcake in my life.
Oh no!
This is the closest I've got to a cupcake.
Oh my goodness!
My poor kids did not grow up with
With pride, never
cupcakes.
had a cupcake.
Well, they had cupcakes in,
At
other
school.
places, at school, but
Well.
not in my house.
And this too, it's nice to share. You know, if you're just
Yeah.
like, it's just my husband and I at home here now. And it's fine to have maybe 6 cupcakes, but we can't eat 24. You know,
Well, I can.
well, you're going home with them then. But it is nice to, like we said, have them on hand and everything, and then that way you can share with
Yes.
friends, neighbors, or if somebody happens to pop in and whatever,
Exactly.
you might have some. So I think we are ready.
Okay. All right.
But we do have a little bit of batter left, but I'm not going to worry about it for
No.
right now. I will go ahead and probably, get another regular small cake pan.
Right.
And
And make a little tiny cake.
Make a little tiny cake because we might
For
have
your
extra-
granddaughter.
That's right. Yeah.
She's
so,
getting so big and beautiful.
so we are going to go ahead and put this in a 350-degree preheated oven,
For how long?
and it says 13 to 17 minutes. So I always
Go for the lower.
go for the lower or at least the middle.
Middle.
I mean, as you get to know your oven, you know how it kind of cooks. So I'd say probably 15 minutes is going to be good for mine.
Okay.
So, okay.
All right, here we go. right, we're ready to do the frosting for our delicious Mountain Dew cupcakes.
And they are smelling very good. I
My
must admit.
first cupcakes.
So, and for our frosting, it's just your usual standard buttercream frosting, which is going to be 2 sticks or 1 cup of butter.
Our
And it has
butter.
come to room temperature.
Okay.
And we're going to do 4 cups of powdered sugar or confectioner's sugar, whichever you prefer to call it. And it will also have some lime juice, some lemon juice, and a little bit more Mountain Dew.
Uh-huh.
And then after we get that all nice and creamed and the consistency that we want it, we're also going to add some neon green food coloring.
This is so cool.
And
neon food coloring.
yeah, it should be interesting.
Yes.
So anyway, before we dump everything in, we're going to just add 1 cup of the powdered sugar and get that mixed in.
Okay. Now, can you use just real lime juice and lemon juice, or
Probably.
Okay.
I just have them. I keep this
Like
on
that.
hand,
right?
so that way I know I'm going to have enough. Because sometimes for me with limes and lemons, if I go to squeeze them myself, it's like, oh, I've got too much. Usually I don't have enough, and
Yes.
and everything. So
Yes.
we're going to do the 1 cup
And your metal measuring.
on our dry measuring cup, and it's got a little stuck on there, but I'm not going to tap it too much. So we're first going to get this creamed.
Okay.
And now this could fly all over because
No wonder
that's what
I'm
happens.
moving
Yeah.
away from Cindy. I don't want to have white freckles.
Oh, oops, there it did. Yep.
There you are.
We're just trying to get the butter broken up a little bit more before we add everything else to it. So I'm going to shut this off for a minute, and if you will get me, well, I think I have
Do you
it.
need this?
Yeah, I have another one here. I'm going to get this down a little bit.
Okay.
There.
Okay.
Get this one broken up a little bit more. And our butter was room temperature. It could have been maybe a little bit softer, but the problem is that if you get it too soft, it actually will be too runny, and it gets,
And then the
Too
cupcakes
soupy.
are going to, yeah.
the frosting will still be too soupy. And we are going to be adding some other liquid ingredients, so
Right.
we do have to be a little bit careful this first go around.
So you said how many cups of confectioner's sugar?
4 cups of
4.
confectioner's sugar.
So we got
Yeah.
just the first one.
Yep. You can see it's starting, the butter's starting to soften a bit more as it.
And get more creamy looking. You know, I love to do recipes when I see how people do it, and then I can do it.
Oh, yeah.
It's a lot easier
A lot
than just
easier.
reading.
Sometimes it is hard to visualize what you're supposed to be doing.
Right, or how it's supposed to look.
And actually feel, too. I mean, you know, it can say a certain consistency, but until you actually start working with it, you know,
Exactly.
oh, that's what they meant.
That's what they mean.
So, okay. Oops, there goes my cord. Let me go ahead and... See, this is why I need a new one. Even the cord is getting tired of being plugged in at times. So, okay, so after that, we're going to, let me just double check and make sure and then we're going to add, the lime juice, the lemon juice, and the Mountain Dew. And it's going to be a 1/2 tablespoon of both the lemon juice and the lime juice, and 1/8 cup of the Mountain Dew.
Okay.
So we're going to go ahead and put this in now,
All right.
and we will mix that in, and then we will slowly add our last 3 cups of powdered sugar until we get the consistency.
The consistency that
If
we
for
need.
some reason, you know, it looks like 3.5, it's going to be the right consistency.
We stop right there.
Yeah, we can stop right there. So here's our 1/2 tablespoon of wine.
Wine?
Lime. No, we've used mine before, haven't we?
Yes.
Oh,
As
but
my
not for this
God.
one.
I don't-
I don't even know. This is this. Okay, and there's our lemon.
Yeah.
Half a tablespoon of the lemon. And now, our cup does not go down to an eighth. So we are
Oh.
going to do
Half
a half of the quarter, which should
Yes.
give us
the 8.
what we need. And here again, because we're, that looks to be about
To
a
me,
little bit more than a half.
yeah, it looks
more
a
than
little
a
bit
little bit.
more. Yeah.
But that's okay, because we've got powdered sugar,
To
so if it does
make
get
up
a
for
little
that.
bit too, right. So we're going to go ahead and add our Mountain Dew.
Okay.
Oops.
We're gonna try to keep it inside the
The whole
bowl.
time, yeah. So. And here we go. It's going to get a lot soupier.
Seconds.
Okay. And I'm going to, that's pretty well mixed in right now. And
Yes.
our cupcakes are just about ready to come out. So before we get into adding the rest of our
Ingredients. We're gonna get the
We're gonna-
cupcakes out.
get our cupcakes out.
All right, we're gonna get the cupcakes out. We'll be right back. They look so great, Cindy.
Well, thank you. And I want to make note of the difference in their tops. Now, one of my trays was on the top, and one of my trays is on the bottom. And you can see what happens when one is closer to the upper unit,
Right.
upper element, and one is more towards the bottom. That they will brown a little bit differently. But
The
since-
darker and the other
right.
one.
The top one got
But
a
they're
lot.
both cooked.
Yep, they're both
Some
cooked.
people like it a little bit darker on top, and some like it a little bit
little
light.
bit less, and the fact that we're going to cover it with frosting,
Nobody will
no one's
ever
gonna
know.
know. No one's ever going to know the difference. So we are going to let these cool while we continue our frosting. And then by that time, they should be ready to be frosted.
Okay, let's go and work on our frosting.
Okay, we have already added the 1 cup, the 2 sticks of butter, our Mountain Dew, our lemon juice, and our lime juice. And now we have about 3 more cups of
To go with
confectioner's sugar to go. And we're going to do that 1 cup at a time. And so I'm going to let you be my sugar
And
lady.
you'll be the one using the mixer.
Yep.
Okay, let's try the second one.
Okay. Dump that one in, and like I said, I'm going to start out always slower, so it doesn't quite fly as much as it might, until we get at the frosting consistency, the spreading consistency
That you're looking for.
and we can always add a little bit more Mountain Dew if we want.
If we feel like it's too thick.
But we do want to make sure we have enough to cover our cupcakes.
Uh-huh. Now, you don't add more butter?
No. No. The 2 sticks should be fine. Okay, we're ready for our 3rd cup.
Should I just go the whole thing,
Yeah, just
or
go ahead.
just half? Okay.
This is what happens.
I'm gonna leave like if I've been in a war zone with powdered sugar.
People will think we're up in Boston with all the snow.
You know, in Colombia, in the carnival season, they go out there with flour,
Oh,
throw
really?
flour to people, and it's just no. It
And
would
why
be-
is that?
I mean, just for fun.
Oh,
Instead of, I guess, water or whatever, they do flour.
I think I'd rather be hit with,
Water.
no, I think I'd rather be hit with flour that can be brushed off than water.
I don't know.
Okay, this is looking pretty good. So we will add 1 more.
Should we try the next one?
Yeah, because like I said, if it does get to be too thick, we will be able to
to do something
to do
about
our
it.
extra Mountain Dew.
The whole thing.
Yeah, go ahead. Go for it.
Okay.
And I guess if you really wanted to, do a short cut, you could get some lemon frosting if you wanted to, or whatever.
At the store.
At the store, a lot of the pre-made frostings are pretty good now.
Yeah, they are.
It'd be nice to have something on the shelf like that. So if you did want to,
If you're in a hurry and
that's right.
And I think it's also nice to make your own
It
frosting.
is sometimes. It's not going to have anything in it to preserve it, which
Right.
the store,
And I don't think it's that hard to
it
make.
really isn't.
Because
Some
you're
people-
doing it.
Well, here you can do well, I'm going to let you do the neon food coloring, so see? And I think we're probably about ready for,
The neon?
we will give it a go.
I mean, is this the green one?
That's the green one, and here again, the recipe said 3 to 5 drops. Well, this isn't drops. This is more like a paste or a gel. So let's just kind of squeeze a little bit in, and we'll see what happens.
Okay. Maybe try like this.
Yeah,
Okay, let's see what
we'll
happens.
see what happens. We'll see how
green
green
we can get. Maybe it's gonna need more.
Oh yeah, we definitely need some more. I mean, when it says neon, I think we should do neon, don't you?
Yeah. I like the idea of finding the cupcakes
In
in the dark.
at midnight. Yeah, see, it's coming. Now we're just going to frost these. We're not going to pipe it or do anything real fancy or anything like that. But a lot of people like to, do like fancy swirls and all sorts of things. But we'll just stick to, standard frosting of them. And this is also, again, I know your grandchildren are old enough and they like to help you in the kitchen. And
Oh yeah.
this is a nice thing that they can
Enjoy and do.
enjoy doing and frosting.
But we're gonna
it
be
and-
fighting for the bowl and fighting for all that stuff.
How about if should we do more green? I think we
Just a
should.
little bit. Okay, I think. Because it's too pale, too light. Now we're talking.
Now we're getting kind of a limey green. Huh?
No, yeah.
And I think the cupcakes are on more on the yellow side, so this will be a nice contrast.
Yes.
I'll let you decide if you want it greener or if we are
A little bit more.
okay.
That's it. Okay, now.
If we have plenty.
Yeah.
You just want to find them in the dark, huh?
Well, how do you like that color?
It's pretty good to me.
All right.
You want it?
We
more
just
green?
voted. More green?
Yeah, well, if you want to do more green, you've got a whole
Okay.
two there.
We just voted. We're gonna do one more and that's it.
Oh,
That is beautiful.
and it feels like it's a nice consistency. It's nice and
Yeah.
smooth. We don't have any lumps of sugar. And that's another reason to add the confectioner's sugar a little bit at a time. So it does, not lump up.
Unsolved and
Yeah. This is nice. Okay.
beautiful color, beautiful frosting,
Nice and spring-like.
very spring.
Okay. And let's clean this up a little bit, and we'll probably
Get
have
ready.
our cupcakes cool enough that we can go ahead and frost some.
There you go. Cindy put me to work.
Yep.
I'm frosting these cupcakes. Actually, this is fun, and Cindy, I can see myself doing this with my grandchildren.
Yeah. And what we can do too is we can always add some little green sprinkles on them.
Oh, yeah.
And,
They will love
anything
that.
you might want to do.
They will love that.
I think kids always like to play with the little jimmies and the sprinkles and
Yeah.
shaved chocolate, which would be good too.
Yeah. You know that one of the recipes that we did together last year, I did that with the grandkids.
Oh.
That was the cake, like for
I know,
Easter.
yes, the rainbow cake.
The rainbow cake. Oh, they really had fun doing that.
Well, I think we're going to have to probably put these back in our,
Yeah.
or at least put them on our muffin tin here.
Yes. Well, as you can see, this is a very simple, easy, fun recipe. And I hope that you enjoy that. I enjoy my time with Cindy, as always.
It's always fun to have you here, and I enjoy doing these.
And I enjoy also learning how to do cupcakes. And thank you, Cindy. Thank you so
thank
much
you,
for
Pilar.
your great ideas. And all of you, thank you so much for watching. And until next time.